Better than way. Yeah. Come in.
Oh, yeah.
Auntie told her to put a shoe at you. Auntie told you to tell her to put a shoe at you. Yes, you did. Put it with little bit. Are you going? Oh, bit.
See you. See you on.
I like it, shoes. Go. Gun in car.
Good afternoon and welcome to round 2 coverage of the Tasmanian State League. A big clash in store for you at the Twin Ovals this afternoon. The Kingborough Tigers up against North Launceston. Really looking forward to this one. I'm Andrew calling the action here this afternoon. And an intriguing fixture in store, I'm sure. North Launceston impressive in week 1 despite their defeat to Launceston, going down 95-91, but showed plenty, some really good young players in this team. And the Tigers, well, they're expected to be amongst the contenders this season. They're expected to be pushing for the flag, and they took care of business against North Hobart last week. A fairly comfortable victory in that one. Probably could have been by a bit more, didn't perhaps convert their dominance. A 45-point win, though, in pretty trying conditions. A strong way to start the year, and not the nicest conditions again today. A threat of rain about. We'll see how that impacts things, but really looking forward to this match. A big ruck contest between Tompkinson and Lee. Two stars of week 1, really. 2 votes for Jack Tompkinson. He was enormous, taking contested marks all over the ground, while Alex Lee had 66 hitouts last weekend, 21 of which went to advantage. So going to be a very interesting one. We're underway. Who's going to get the first clearance here? It's going to be the Bombers, and they'll tumble it forward, searching towards Pearce. Ground level, the Tigers will look to sweep across. Clifford was claimed. Pearce battling on. Clifford jumps back on top of him. And the umpire comes in and says he'll have it. A fast start here at the Twin Ovals. And yeah, that Tompkinson versus Lee battle going to be pivotal this afternoon. That one down by Ives. Shifted across to Kieran Lovell, the ball magnet. He launches this one towards the wing. Almost taking the mark was College, not quite, taking it out of play. Webb. Kieran Lovell absolutely everywhere last weekend. A vintage display from arguably the best player in the competition. He had 47 touches and 16 clearances. Just had his way in the midfield all afternoon long. It'll be important to put the clamps on him today. Elijah Reardon tries to work his opponent under the ball. Couldn't quite take it cleanly, but he was infringed there by Mansell. Reardon, the creator, out of defence for the Tigers, will send this one up towards half forward. Spoil comes from the Bombers, picked up by Eddie Cole. He flexes out there looking for O'Neill. Tackle laid by Soupy Campbell. The Bombers look to take it away. Sulzberger couldn't gather. And off the side of the boot from Zeitzen, and a throw in. Tompkinson winning that one down ahead of Lee. Work back to Bastic. Send it towards centre half forward. Great mark. Back with courage there. Taking Bales. Work it across the defence. Chips it back into the corridor. Quite content, just chip the ball around here, the Bombers. The early going, of course, wind always an important part of these games at the Twin Ovals. Often impacts proceedings. Turning away here, Jack Avance. Got it to Simpson. Going through was Ahern. And holding the ball, the decision, Eddie Cole getting him. A reliable midfielder for a number of years, Eddie Cole. He'll send this one wide down the line. The numbers back for the Bombers, but it fell to O'Neill. Couldn't gather. Tackle late on Mitchell. He's going nowhere. Either Lee or Tompkinson decisively. Tigers players wanting holding the ball. It's below Sulzberger, and it's been paid. Kieran Lovell, the recipient of the free kick. Kieran Lovell getting busy early off the back of his 46 last week. He sends them deep inside 50. Taken away from Gardner with a good spoil. Lee Flang tackles Bohr in Gardner and Campbell. are in there. The umpire's paid another holding the ball decision. Will go to Soupy Campbell. So red hot on the holding the ball early on here. The umpires. And it'll give Soupy Campbell the opportunity to kick the first goal of the afternoon. So Campbell from 40 out, bit of an angle. Hits it beautifully straight through the middle, and the Tigers get the first of the afternoon. William Campbell does the business from 40 out. Holding the ball decision paid, and he takes full advantage. First blood to the Tigers. Big things expected of this Kingborough Tigers outfit in 2023. Plenty of people tipping them pre-season for the flag. Became a bit of a trendy pick almost, the Tigers. There's a sense that this might be their season, but certainly the indicators from round one was that we could have quite the tight season. The umpire's going to have to recall that one. And just throw it up second time around, so Lee thumping this one down to Simpson. Tackled off his kick, holding the football again, paid. No, it was slung, so the advantage to the Tigers. Lovell's kick, a bit of an ugly up and under though. Intercepted back there in defence. Hansel swings it wide to the wing. Now back with carriage. Taking a good mark was Lockie Griggs, sorry. He did plenty of that last week. 10 marks, 5 of them intercepts. He's turned this one over. Fell to Elijah Reardon, however, and he just thumps it deep in the Gardner direction. The ball picked up by the wind and carried. It goes all the way through for a minor score. So the wind certainly seems to be favouring the Tigers early doors here. Just judging by extra weight on that Reardon kick. Bale sold a little short by his teammate there. Had to gather cleanly and just clear the area. That's what he did. The spoil came from Zeitzen. We'll have a throw in. Tompkinson couldn't gather it. Blasted towards centre half forward. An awkward bounce. Pearce trying to judge it. Tigers take it away through Bastick. Chips one into the middle and finds James Webb. In the middle of the ground, Webb wheels and drives into the heart of the forward 50. Almost taking the mark. College, is it? The umpire. So there was a hand in there and hasn't paid it to him. Unlucky there, Max College. Juggled the attempt. Gardner and Lee. Gardner won it down. Swooping on it, Webb worked it back to Griggs. Griggs chipping one in. Finding the target. And the lead, Max College getting it this time around. So, and Big Max go back and extend their lead. An imposing figure, Max College. Presents up at the ball really nicely and has a good kicking action. And an important part of this Tigers forward setup this season. So he'll kick around about 48, bit of an angle. Just eases it across the face. And minor score only. It's the Tigers doing all the attacking here in the opening 10 minutes. Mitchell chipping it into the pocket. Shug there in the back pocket for the Bombers and see anything he likes, so he in turn just chips it back, then offers a run. Wasn't overly convincing. Gets out of trouble though, Chug. Tamed his composure pretty well. Couldn't quite find Bailey Mitchell though, and indeed the ball floating out of bounds on the full. It'll be a kick to Zeitzen. So Zeitzen blasting it from 60 out. Floating across the face. Gardner bringing it down the big man. using his height, extending the jukes and taking a good mark. And he should go back and make it a 14-point ball game here. It's been a bright start from the Tigers. Dominating around the ground, really winning this midfield battle. Giving them some pretty promising looks on goal. So Marcus Gardner should go back and kick this one. And he hangs it out to the right. Well, a real let-off there for the Northern Bombers. Never automatic with big rucks, I suppose, but you'd expect Gardner to be doing that one. This one's chip short for Hay. Again, that wing is shut off, so he'll try out the other side. Oh, butchers the kick. Worked out all right, though. Rolled to Mitchell. His little handball over the top. Getting out of defence here was Hubbard. They've kept a hold of the football, at least, the Bombers. Li Fang sends it across. Oh, that wasn't clean. And all there from Kieran, out of play. And a throw in, so just a little sloppy in defence there, the Bombers. I give them for not wanting to rush the long kick to a contest, because that's where it's been turned over frequently so far. Lee wins this one down. Tackle laid. The big fella once more, and Gardner. That'll be Griffiths on the bottom of that pack. Gardner goes back to full forward. Tompkinson will take over the ruck work, and he palms that down. Lockie Clifford looking to take it away. Sends them into the forward pocket. The spoil came from behind. Didn't kill the area, though. Kerr handballs to Simpson. Simpson slams it on the boot. Anywhere of it here will do. Getting a hand on it, Griffith, and now back in dispute towards Reardon. One back by Clifford, sends him to centre half forward. Good mark taken there by Williams. Williams will pump them inside 50 once again. Gardner again the target, and Gardner again takes it. The imposing figure of Marcus Gardner causing some problems on the last line of defence. And having missed one, he should have kicked. He'll get another chance from a near identical position moments later. See if he's learnt from that first kick. He just hung out to the right. Surely he won't miss again, the big fella. Now Gardner, 15 out. Oh, he's hit the post. Two absolute sodas he's missed there, Marcus Gardner. And for all their dominance of the contest here, the Tigers, they've only got a 10-point lead to show. It's probably just about 10-0 in the inside 50 count as well. It's been absolute dominance, and they're going to get another one here because Tompkinson takes the intercept. The Bombers having a torrid old time of it, trying to clear defensive 50. Tompkinson punches one in there to the contest. Off hands was clever, found Clifford. The umpire spotted an over the shoulder. It's going to go over the Tigers, I think. So, yeah, Lockie Clifford will get to take his kick. Directly in front, 25 out. So they've left some points out there so far, have the Tigers. Star midfielder Lockie Clifford hit their second goal. Just a lazy 38 disposals for Lockie Clifford last week. He goes back. He has no such problems. Drives it straight through the middle. And the Tigers 2-4-16 lead. The Bombers yet to score. It's been an onslaught through this opening 13 minutes. The Bombers just needing to settle in as sparks fly a little there. Sulzberger getting involved. Just need to find a way to get their hands on the football a little bit. I do think it will be a game. We need to wait to half time to really judge the impact of the wind, but the wind doesn't impact the contested ball too much, and right now that's where the Tigers are doing the job. back to the middle. Again, Rico, and just mounting evidence for just away with the bounce. Throw it up. Tompkinson v. Lee. Lee won it down to Simpson. Taken away. Strong tackle laid there. And rewarded too. It's William Manshanden. Injected onto the ball. Tompkinson with some creativity with the ruck tap there. Worked it nicely to Clifford. Clifford changes direction. Switched it up into the corridor nicely. Found Brereton. Brereton. Just sold his teammate a little short there in college. At college, looking for the free kick. Well, says I'll have it. Ahern standing him today. Tompkinson again over the top, getting the better of the ruck duel early is Big Jack Tompkinson. Tackle from O'Neill. First to it was Harry Bales. Tackling intensity from the Tigers, impressive so far. Ives now racking against Tompkinson. Tompkinson tackles by Ives and impacted the kick a little. O'Neill lays the tackle on Chug. Wants the holding the ball. Isn't rewarded. Umpire says no prior opportunity, so over halfway through the first quarter. Tigers in the ascendancy. Tompkinson having his way in the ruck. One another one down. Here's Kieran Lovell. Just buffered off his kick a little. The spoil came from Simpson. College. He's tackled by Chuck. Simpson spoons it out. Found Manshanden. He put a teammate under pressure. Had to release it. Chug just got a handball out. Another stoppage. Tompkinson went down to Lovell, couldn't take it cleanly, blasted out of there. Again, just hits a wall of Tigers. This time Bastick there, he'll pump him deep once more. From behind, Zeitzen with a fly and spoiled it away from Leaflang. Tompkinson smashed out of there by Pearce. Cox Goodyear just underneath it. He thought he was infringed underneath it. Nothing doing. Baker will take the free kick. The mark rather and drive the inside 50. Tompkinson, dropped the chest mark. Couldn't believe he had so much time and space. I think the big man was expecting the pressure to come. It never did and just bounced off the chest. Clifford will get another chance to send them in. I wouldn't mind seeing the inside 50 count here. It's been an absolute avalanche so far from the Tigers. Driving a deep, good mark back there by Leaflang. Uncontested in the end though. And he chips it short to Manshanden. And Shandon across to Bales. By hand, sweeps it over the top. And here's Cox Goodyear just looking to push up and insert himself into the contest a little. Why not? Worked out all right. He's kicking the end for Sulzberger. Lee driving it deep inside 50. All hits the deck. Running over the top of it was Hubbard. And then slamming it on the boot, Bastick. Or somehow taking the mark impressively there was Baker. Not moving quickly. Baker gave it to Clifford. Clifford looked to sell a little candy. Probably ran into trouble in the process though. Impacted the kick a little. Dropping it straight through their hands. Back there was Ahern. Error from a classy player, but they should be able to get their way out as Griffith slides to take the mark. Starting to at least get their hands on the ball a little more, the Bombers here. Right, he went to Bailey Mitchell. He decides a little run and gun with the handball. Gave it to Hay, who fumbled it and then compounded the error by laying a high tackle. Green Dancing through traffic, Baker just shrugs the attentions of Mitchell and sends them inside 50 again, almost bringing it down Tompkinson. Pressure applied by Williams. Screwing a kick out of there was Eddie Cull across the face. That's a good mark, taken in the back pocket by Man Shandon. Gets it moving quickly. Out of defence, they transition. They've tried to switch a few times, but it's been covered each and every time. Not on this occasion, though. Nathan Pearce, the target, up at half forward. Got his teammates' feet now, worked inside 50. Tigers right back there. Pearce, first of the football, hunting it, but hunting him was Clifford. And he wraps him up. Stoppage inside 50 for the Bombers. Chance, try and get something going. Gardner getting the better of Lee. Pitt on top of it. Gardner and Lee. Either decisively trying to get a kick out of there was Webb. Elijah Reardon through traffic, tumbled a kick away and then punched in the Lovell direction. He just knocked it onwards to Griggs. Wonderful tackle laid by Man Shandon. And rewarded too. Giving him a left ear, William Man Shandon. Bit of spark, bit of pace around the ball. He needed something. As we tick into red time in quarter number one, William Man Shandon with the opportunity to get his side on the board. So Man Shandon, with an angle, he'll kick around about 40, just across the face in the end. And marking back there's Ben Donnelly. Donnelly just prods a short one to Williams. Teammates imploring him to move it quickly. He didn't like that in front of him though, so opts to switch it back to Lockie Griggs. Griggs over the top. Spoil from behind. A good one, Hubbard. He then tries to keep it in play, but scored it out by Zeitzen. Umpires plucked a free kick, however, so Hubbard will get an opportunity to send the Bombers inside 50 once more. Cox Goodyear presenting up at him. That's just where he heads, but the execution wasn't there. Cox Goodyear can make it work regardless. Chipped it back, blasting it deep. And floating out of bounds on the full. At least starting to get a foothold in the game, though, the Bombers. Will Clifford. Chipping short. Godomski. Godomski just overdid the kick a little, looking for Cole. Well, that's in the Bombers. Some good pressure applied. Now Donnelly up there. And Shandon couldn't gather it. Hands and knees, he slapped it away, Man Shandon, and I think a trip's been called in the end. With a free kick going the way of Eddie Cole. Cole short for Zeitzen. Cole working around behind. Zeitzen goes looking for Tompkinson. And the big fella brings it down. Quick give to Kieran Lovell. They'll send them inside 50. Over the head of Gardner. Williams tries to hold off Mitchell. Got a handball away. Gardner gathered, got a kick away. Smashed clear, but straight into the path of Clifford. He flicks it across to Lockie Griggs, and the Tigers have their third. Just kept the ball in motion, worked it out to Griggs, and the Tigers extend their lead to 23 points. So back underway. Tompkinson won it down. Tackled by Lee. Handball flicked out across to Lovell. Lovell. He's climbed on top of. And the umpire does ping him and says holding the ball. So Sulzberger chipping short there to Bales. Bales. He's looking to Simpson. Simpson sends them forward once more. Just propped a little short, almost let Clifford in. Jumping over the top was Joey Brewer. Tompkinson. Pitt gets his kick away. Deep inside 50. Might land fortuitously for Ives. Palms the man off. Oh, great defence there. Just denying Pearce was Will Clifford. Pearce looked like he was going to get the first goal of the day for the Bombers, but Clifford, desperate in defence, did ever so well. Ives, armed it down. Mansell. He was wrapped up, going nowhere. Roll on top of him. Tompkinson and Ives. Ives won it down, but there was Elijah Reardon. And that will be quarter time. A short quarter, but an entertaining first term here. It was largely one-way traffic, though. The Tigers 3-5-23. Shutting out North Launceston, no score. We'll have to wait till half time to see how much of a wind advantage there is, but a pretty dominant first quarter from the Tigers. Probably should be ahead by more. Marcus Gardner missing 2 from about 15 out, really letting them off the hook. The final kind of 5 minutes or so, the Bombers started to find their footing in the contest a little, but a quarter time here at the Twin Ovals. It's the Kingborough Tigers 3-5-23 leading North Launceston yet to score. We'll be back shortly with quarter number 2. So back for quarter number 2 here at the Twin Ovals. 23-0 the score at quarter time break. Dominant first term from the Tigers. Suspect with a little bit of a wind advantage. We'll see how much here in quarter number 2. As Lee and Tompkinson prepare to resume their battle. Tompkinson taking the honours in the first quarter, was amongst the most influential on the ground, and he wins that one down decisively. Lovell swoops onto it. Quite direct the kick as he would have liked. Unable to control it, O'Neill. Lovell back on top of it. The Bombers on top of him. Mitchell boring in. Somehow snuck out to O'Neill. O'Neill in the Gardner direction, gathered there by Hubbard. He is composed and he finds Harry Bales. Bales. Nice ball movement from the Bombers here, and they've got the overlap. Mitchell running on to give the option for Manchandon, and he'll send them inside forward 50. It's a nice kick in the end for Nathan Pearce, who plays on. Pearce dribbles it towards goal, and the Bombers get their first inside the opening minute of the quarter. Scintillating football, end-to-end, counter-attacking play. And you can see already here in quarter number 2, ball movement a little bit easier attacking this end of the ground. So perfect start to the quarter for the Bombers. And Pearce gets them on the board. Now the TSL action this afternoon. The Norkie Magpies currently pushing Lauderdale Bombers early in quarter number 3. 6-2, 38 to 6-7, 43. You're doom and gloom about the Magpies heading into the season, so great to see that early on as they look to defy the critics. That looked a little high there from Elijah Reardon. Umpire says nothing doing there to Nathan Pearce. Now they do a wrestling match on the ground. Eventually the umpire calls for it. Throws it up. Lee decisively down. Simpson looking to swoop. Reardon got there first. Toes one up towards the wing. Mitchell gathers. He in turn is taken by O'Neill. Just got the handball out in time to Hay. Now Jack Events. Defending well was Clifford. Trying to get the better of Pearce. Spinning away with it, Elijah Reardon. Gardner the target. Crunches the Pactors, big Gardner. Fell to the Bombers though. Events. Oh, he put Shug under some pressure there. Has to get rid of it, and he does to Hay. Hay under pressure from Williams, and out of play. So back in to the middle here, swooping on at his level. Sends them inside 50. Zeitzen. Hubbard did well. Showing some agility there, got away and worked it up the wing to Events. Events went looking for Cox Goodyear. Taken away from him by Elijah Reardon. Tompkinson just getting rid of Lee. Slammed it on the boot towards Campbell. Punched away from him by Kerr. Campbell back inside to Cole. Eddie Cole shrugs the tackle and sends them inside forward 50. At the back, flick the handball. Hubbard, well, he was composed under pressure. Will that be 50 metres? It won't be. It'll be just the kick here for Hay in defence. Hey, that won't be 15. More generous. Simpson. Simpson, he chips it short. So, short, precise kicking, the name of the game here for the Bombers at the moment. Just playing around with it inside defensive 50, hoping something will open up ahead of them. Tigers closing them down further afield. Simpson eventually does go a little longer. Through the hands of Kerr. Probably should have had that. So Lee and Tompkinson once more. Lee won that one down. Tompkinson laid the tackle. Event got it to Pearce under pressure from Clifford. Bombers trying to take it away here. Sulzberger slung the handball out. Just stepping out of play was Mitchell. So back into play. Lee winning it down. Lovell laying the tackle. Sulzberger buffered it off it. Reardon just shrugged his tackler across to Lockie Clifford. He chisels a short one to Gardner. Gardner for Lovell. Kieran Lovell swings it wide. It's a lovely kick. And now they'll go inside 50. The target is Brower, taken away from him by Lee Fang. It's even at ground level. Campbell also lurking. They shovel it forwards. Deflects into the path. Griffiths, he's going nowhere. Williams locking him up tight. Lee decisively. Clifford over the top and a little high in the process. So the free kick will go the way of Griffiths. Quick hands from Griggs. Now once more the Tigers towards half forward. It wasn't great service to College. Almost defence dealing with it pretty well. Sliding in. Tumbling mark, and they'll drive it up towards half forward. Just eludes Griggs coming in there, Leary. Gardner flicked a handball back into dispute. Well, just a little bit of a fumble. Be a little bit costly there, but eventually they'll take it away through Brewer. Brewer towards half forward. Lovell out after it. Quite bounced for him though, by hands, although able to get it was Kerr, gathered it and then gave it to Leaflang, took a man on and, oh dear, the umpire with the premature whistle there. I reckon Leaflang had shrugged the tackle and the whistle had already gone, so very fortuitous that one. Lockie Clifford, can they really make it pay? He drives it and finds Zeitzen. Zeitzen launching from the arc of 50 to the teeth of the goals. Off hands for a throw in inside the forward pocket. So Tigers getting their way back on top once more here after a bright start to the quarter from the Bombers. One bouncing into the path of Lockie Clifford, buffered it off Kerr. Gathered by Eddie Cole, handballs to Soupy Campbell. Wheeling around onto the right is Campbell. Sends it across into the forward pocket, off hands. And that'll play for a throw in. Lee and Gardner. Around level, Williams trying to get away. He's gathered by Griffiths. Lee. Griffiths. Burrowing his way through is Lovell. Did he take the man on? Honest faithful shouting, but I think forthcoming. Lovell busy again this week. Star of the competition years. Gardner won that one down nicely. Lockie Clifford. It's Jack Haven with a strong tackle there. Forcing him out. Be a throw in, so can't fault the tackling intensity of either of these sides. They've really brought the heat this afternoon. It is hot in the kitchen. And it's the Tigers holding sway by 16 points. Gardner won it down. Havens tucked into the contact from Campbell, drew the high free kick. And Jack Evans at half back. Up towards the wing. I think busy this quarter is Harvey Griffiths, and he smashes that one in the Cox Goodyear direction. Opposed to him is Baker. Baker, some nimble footwork and gets out of trouble, and by hands they go back to Baker. Baker swings it across to Reardon. He stood by Mitchell. Tigers continue to advance it forwards here, just selling College short there, the big fella, making him trying to pick it up beneath his toes. Something at head height would be that type of service more Max College is after. There have been a few pitching in ahead of him today. And Tompkinson putting it down, flicked away by Simpson. And just out of play there was Webb. Hurled back into play. Lee tapped it down. The Tigers will drive it forwards here. Through Webb once more. Inside 50. Gathered by Williams. Williams skips past one, just gets the handball away in time. Soupy Campbell gets past one, slams it on the boot. Campbell for goal number 2. Soupy has his second. And the Tigers are out by 22 points. Inside the forward 50 there. They get their first goal of this quarter. And back out to 22 points the margin it was at quarter time. No, that one's going to roll through for a minor score. Apologies, just trying to sort a little technical issue behind the scenes. We're back now with Reardon charging out of defence. Tompkinson. Pressure coming from Mitchell. Swooping onto it was Cole. Worked it to Clifford. Clifford out wide to Kieran Lovell in some space. Griffiths out to pursue him. Lovell keeps it moving quickly, looking for Campbell. Couldn't juggle it. And for his third, College picks it up and in the end takes the contact and out of play. Tough day for boundary umpires with the wind blowing, as this one's Ives up against Tompkinson. Tigers again. Kieran Lovell on the outside in plenty of space. Has time to send it deep, looking for Zeitzen. Just floated over his head. Ethan Hubbard able to take the mark. Campbell with the spoil. Simpson keeps it in motion. His teammate just overran it, allowed the Tigers back in, and inside 50, crucial spoil there. And a high contact against Zeman. No. Declan Chug. And it was taken there as they get into Zeitzen. Clifford gathers, snapping gold. Just offline. 22 points the lead. Hubbard short to Mitchell. Mitchell. He works it short to Sulzberger. They've been quite content to just take these short chip kicks out of defence this afternoon, the Bombers. Pitt. Sulzberger now with a bit of overlap. He'll charge down the middle and send them forwards. Didn't really give Cox Goodyear much of a chance. Reardon got it, but he was taken high by Cox Goodyear. And the free kick will go the way of Elijah Reardon. Punches a low dart, which just bounces into the path of Lovell. Did well to gather it, and quick handball to Donnelly. Played the 1-2 back to Lovell. Lovell sweeps it to Baker, charging out of defence. He went looking for Green, taken away from him by Mitchell, and then sock it out wide. Trying to keep it in there is Mitchell, just running out of real estate. A throw in on the wing. Tigers 4-5-29, leading this one by 22 points from the Bombers 1-1-7. Shutout in quarter number one. It's been more even second term, but an even battle will suit the Tigers just fine. Been 4-6-30, sorry. Lovell making the tackle on Bales. Ball came out. Lovell scooting the handball to Cole. Cole sent one in the Gardner direction. Did well to take the mark with Gardner, but he played on into a little bit of trouble. Chug applying the pressure. Had a bailout option. Now they'll send it wide where Williams is lurking. 75 from home. Just chips one to his free man in the pocket. Now Zeitzen loose if he wanted him. Decides instead to pump it deep. Long ball over the head of Mitchell. Griffiths. Umpire spotted something off the ball here. This is where calling off a screen does you no favours, because I can't tell you what that was for. But it looks like it's going to be a 50-metre. Which Griffiths accepts and gets it moving quickly. He sends it nicely in the Leaf Lang direction, who's charged into the middle. He's kicked though. He's picked off by Donnelly. Or Baker, sorry, back there. Plucking it away from Cox Goodyear. Zeitzen marking in front of Pearce. On centre wing, thumped down towards Bales, sweeps the handball for Avens. Avens sends them inside 50, but again, directionless straight to Baker, who takes another intercept. Starting to get their hands on the ball a little more, but the service for the forwards has not been there. Joey Brewer launching it long. Was with numbers at the contest. Under pressure, Rickard. Taking it away, Hay. On to Mitchell. Now, Bales over the top looking for Avens. Avon kept it moving. Cox Goodyear. He's gathered by Baker and going nowhere. Campbell. Clifford. Lovell. Now Griggs will switch it up. The swirling one that was difficult and applying the pressure. Pearce just put Clifford off. Lee at the front. Bastic on the bottom of this pack. Umpire calling for it. Smashing through Cox Goodyear, but eventually got it to Lovell, slammed it on the boot, cleared the area. Spoil came from O'Neill from behind. Mitchell sends him inside 50 once again, and Baker, the interceptor back there, keeps cutting it off. But this time, Cox Goodyear able to apply some pressure. They try lock it in. Reardon thumps her, tumbling up and under towards the contest. Avon somehow wriggles free. Kerr worked it to Simpson. Simpson sends him inside 50, and again, there's an intercept mark back there for the Tigers. And can they turn defence into attack here? Max College has got out on the wing. He gets it moving quickly. Tompkinson in a one-on-one. The type of looks the Tigers will love to get if they can isolate Big Jack Tompkinson back there. And his name written all over it. And he swallowed that one up. He'll go back and kick from 35 out directly in front. Jack Tompkinson. Should be a fairly regulation kick here. Well, the man who got 2 votes. Cripps Player of the Year award last week. He's missed that one though. Probably been the one area of the game that's let them down here this afternoon, the Tigers. 4-7-31 and some pretty gettable shots in amongst that. Tompkinson want to have another chance here. Slams it on the left. Deep in there. Taken away from Zeitzen at the last second. That's a great spoil from Lockie Mitchell, saving the day. They're looking to hold on. They can ill afford to concede another one before half-time. They need to find a way to get the next one. This one's thumped into the pocket. Caught high there was Hubbard, but the umpire blindsided to it, I think. Caught one on the melon. The feeling out there this afternoon, you can see there. Lockie Clifford getting involved. Lee won it down. Cole at ground level, burrowing in, but on top of him is Avons. Snap from the pocket, floats across the face from Webb, trying to keep it in. Max College did so. College squaring ball, and the mark is taken by Lockie Griggs, who's floated up forwards. And he now will go back from 25 out directly in front. And extend the lead to 5 goals. They've really dominated the back end of this quarter, the Tigers. Extend the lead to 30 points. Lockie Griggs. Liked it off the boot. The roar of the crowd tells you all you need to know. They have their 5th. The Tigers 5-7-37, leading the Bombers at 1-1-7. They're dominating this contest at the moment. The Tigers are roaring at the Twin Ovals as we approach half-time. In dire, dire need of the next one, the Northern Bombers. And just being outplayed here at the minute by this hungry Tigers side. Back up. Tompkinson just runs clean past it, allows Lee to get the clearance away. Lee pumping it deep. Cox Goodyear snapping, but just not the direction there from Bradley Cox Goodyear. Donnelly sends it out of defence, but turns it over to Jacob Kerr. Kerr just pumps it back in deep, right to the tip of the goal square. Good tackle laid by Pearce. He's been uncompromisingly tough as ever in that forward half, Nathan Pearce. He's laying the tackles. Tough to escape where he does. Tompkinson and Ives clatter into each other. There's a block been called, I think, by the umpire. Which way is it going? It's going the way of Tompkinson. Everyone looked around quizzically. And Tompkinson, the recipient, should allow them to clear the area. Half time can't be too far away. Goals haven't been flowing here in the second term. Flying was College. Got out the back to Event. Handball across to Ahern. Ahern tumbles a left foot around the corner, but another intercept mark back there. These forward entries from the Bombers, they've had a decent share of them in quarter number 2, but they've not been good quality entries. They've just routinely picked out Tigers defenders with their kicking. Pearce. Handball eventually turned around the corner. Should be picked up there by Declan Chugg, though, and is. He wants to get it moving quickly and sends Zeerman the wrong way and then drives them inside 50 to the contest. Spoil came from the Tigers and fell into the path of Donnelly. He works it across to Lovell, sweeps it over the top, back to Lovell, and they cruise out of defence here, hugging the line tightly, looking for College. And out of bounds on the full, just hugging it a little too tightly. So Ahern want to get it moving quickly here. Can the Bombers find something before half-time? They badly need a score. Oh, couldn't quite take the mark there. Pearce. Event got his handball away. Great tackle laid by Campbell on Mansell. And a stoppage inside forward 50 for the Bombers. Tompkinson down to Cole. Running over the top of it was College. Screwing the kick around the corner. Ahern with the siren will beat them, as Donnelly just plucked it anyway, and just getting a little testy here. I think Ives and Griggs down there threatening to boil over. There has been plenty of heat. There have been plenty of little fracas and scraps around the ground. But in terms of the action, it's been the Tigers firmly in the ascendancy. Jack Tompkinson letting him all know. Look at him, he's got about 12 of them on him there, big fella. It is breaking out here at the Twin Ovals. And it is on for young and old now. Plenty of feeling in this. A good old-fashioned half-time dust-up, if you don't mind. Trying to get rid of that graphic for you. There we go. Just as it winds down well. The explosive end to the first half here. Still going. Plenty of pushing and shoving. Plenty of words being exchanged. But at the end of it all, it's Kingborough 5-7-37. Firmly in command against the Bombers. 1-8. A 29-point lead. A dominant half of football. Bombers a little better in quarter number 2, attacking in with a slight wind advantage, but it was the Tigers who were able to extend their lead. And after the fisticuffs break out at half-time, it's a 29-point lead to the Tigers. We'll be back in around about 15 minutes' time with quarter number 3.
bench one, yeah.
So back for the second half here at the Twin Ovals. It's the Tigers firmly in the ascendancy here, ahead by 29 points. As we start the third quarter, Bombers dire need of an early goal here, but it'll be the Tigers to take it away. Mark taken by Williams. Oh, good Mark Tompkinson. And let's Lee know all about it too. He's a towering presence, Jack Tompkinson. And after a very influential display in week one, and he's doing the business once again today. He'll line up for his second. So Tompkinson will go back. Kick from about 40 out. Looking good off the boot. He loves it, the big fella. He celebrates. The Tigers pick right up where they left off in the first half. A goal inside the opening minute here. And they extend their lead to 35 points. Jack Tompkinson grabs his second. His second in a row, in fact. And it does look a fairly decisive break at this point in time. 35 points. The Tigers flexing their muscle. Said early in this match, though, a bit of a trendy pick for premiers heading into the season, the Tigers. A few people were suggesting they were going to be the team to beat this year. Very, very early doors, but so far they've been mighty impressive in round one, and backing that up here today against Bombers outfit, who were good against Launceston in week one, but getting and truly played here this afternoon. The ball to Simpson. He's claimed by Williams. Cole gathered a tackle by Avens. Baker chipping forwards. Juggled mark is taken. And it's Max College who's reeled it in. And he'll kick from a very sharp angle to give the Tigers the dream start here. So he's kicking from the pocket here, Max College. Stroking it right through the middle. You can't kick a ball better than that. Max College threads the eye of the needle. A beautiful kick. And the Tigers have another one. And they are roaring here at the moment. Mix up the scoreboard, but 7-6, 48 to 1-2-8. The score at the moment. The Tigers in fantastic this afternoon, and gee, they've come out with a real purpose in quarter number 3. So the Bombers now charging forwards, trying to fire off a response here. Donnelly seeking the safety of the line. It stayed in though. Ives, he gathered it, got the handball across. Back into dispute. Coming through was Clifford, couldn't gather. Strong tackle laid by Clifford of the Will variety. And that will hold things up. So, slamming on the boot was Sulzberger. Floating ball through the hands of Griggs. Pierce with a crunching tackle. Tompkinson brought down by Cox Goodyear. Cox Goodyear grabs the ball, dished the handball, snapped from the pocket. It was across the face from Sulzberger. Impossible angle there, really, for the left footer. In the end, it'll be a throw in. Tompkinson won it down straight to the opposition though. Got it to Pierce, who snaps. It's Cox Goodyear. And he snaps it through on that trusty left foot. The Bombers get their second of the afternoon. 2-2-14, still in arrears by 34 points. Tigers at 7-6-48. Bradley Cox Goodyear, an instinctive snap on goal. Cuts the margin to 34 points. So can that spark something here for the Bombers? They badly needed that one to stem the bleeding after kicking a goal in the opening minute of the second quarter. Really not overly likely. Hubbard over the top, taken away from Lovell by Bales. Flicked out. And the handball over the top from Events. Pressure was applied to Zeman. And for a throw in. Shallow throw. Lee got the fist to it. Kieran Lovell will take it away though. Gives it to Tompkinson. Tompkinson sending it forward in the College direction. Spoil came from Ahern. Handball looking for Cox Goodyear. Getting in his back a little was Eddie Cole. The pressure furious out there as O'Neill somehow gets a kick out of the traffic. Bombers win the ball back though. Blasted clear by Mitchell. Will this one stay in? Not quite. And bouncing out of play there. Ahead of Bastick. It's going to be Elijah Reardon to take over though. Chips it in short and he finds Green. Green to Reardon. Elijah Reardon driving them inside 50. Off hands, fell to the back for Zeman, and Zeman slots it straight through. The open goal was beckoning, and Robbie Zeman was not going to miss that one. The Tigers have their 8th, and they extend the lead out to 40 points. They're doing it comfortably here, the Kingborough Tigers. Bombers only got one back, but almost an immediate response here from the home side, who are looking the goods once again today. Wonderful ruck work from Lee. Won it down to Simpson. He was gathered in a tackle. Trying to get through was Griffiths. Got it to Event. Event sends him inside forward 50. Pearce turning on to the left. Shrugs a tackle. Gets his kick away, but didn't have the journey. And Elijah Reardon was parked back there to intercept. The one vote last week did Elijah Reardon. His kick here, not a good one though. Harvey Griffiths chopping it off. Griffiths with a kick that made his forward work, but Dominic Pitt able to slide in and take the mark. Wasn't quite silver service, but it'll give Dominic Pitt a look at the goals. And Dominic Pitt from just inside 50. And always hung it out to the right. In the end, doesn't even trouble the scorers. So Elijah Reardon from the back pocket. Reardon. Low drive that just bounces into space. Eludes Griffith out the back. Williams out after it. He was claimed by Lee in a dumping tackle. Balking one way was Lovell and dished it off to Clifford. Clifford sends it inside for Williams. Just curls to steady things down a little. And wheels off and sends it wide. All in dispute. Shug defending. Bandaged. Oh, Joe Neal escorts it over the line. Back into play. Lee against Gardner. Gardner down to Clifford. Tackle from Simpson. Clifford warring back in, but Simpson able to get the handball out there to Griffiths. Griffith sliding well inside 50. Bouncing, exploding onto it there with pace was Leary. But he just had a bit too much momentum and it carried him over the line. Ball in. Gardner down, unable to gather Clifford. I think a high tackle might be paid there against Nathan Pearce. Now encroaching over the shoulder of Will Clifford. Clears the defensive arc. Lee chopped it down. Now Bales tries to spy a target inside 50. Well, I'm not sure Ives was the intended recipient, but he's done really well to get there. And Theo Ives will go back and kick from 45 directly in front. They're evening up the contest a little here in this quarter. The Bombers, they need to start making a count on the scoreboard a little. And they're getting their chances a long way back in this ball game now, but to keep some respectability on the final score. Here's Theo Ives. Sets sail for home. He has missed, so 2-3-15 to the Bombers move on to. Here's Elijah Reardon. Sending it long out of defence. Tompkinson juggling the mark, big Tompkinson. Can do no wrong today, the big fella. He sends that into the middle. It was a dicey kick. It might work out all right, though. It was risk reward. Coles football just kind of in the middle of nowhere. Bombers turn it back over. Cox Goodyear had the handball, but then picked off was Bales. And a high free kick paid against Chug, much to his chagrin. And he was a little too vocal with his disappointment with Chug. Now the umpires pinged him 50 for dissent. And James Green now will have a certain goal. He'll kick from the goal square. And with a 39-point lead, you can ill afford to be gifting goals like that. A couple of years ago, you might have got away with that. Not anymore. They've had the big crackdown on the dissent. And they all know it. And it's another one to the Tigers. 9-6-60. They extend their lead to 45 points. And you get the feeling they're rather enjoying this. There's been plenty of heat in the contest. I reckon perhaps a bit of a rivalry born out of some pretty tough matches last year. They had some really good close-fought games last season, these two clubs. Some really entertaining matches. And I reckon a little bit of that has carried over into this afternoon. There's been plenty of niggle out there. But on the scoreboard, it's largely been one-way traffic. The Tigers are roaring. They're out to a 45-point lead. Gardner against Ives. Ives won it down. First to the ball, however, was Campbell. Webb, sorry. James Webb. Sends him inside 50. First player there. And Griffiths sent unceremoniously to the deck off the ball. He gets the free kick. Well, hard Harvey Griffiths had a fair bit of it for the Bombers. He'd been just about their most prolific, I reckon, but that wasn't a particularly good one. Intercepted by Gardner. Gardner sends him inside 50. Juggling the mark again is Tompkinson. And again letting him know all about it. Wow. Big Jack Tompkinson. Looming large in season 2023, this man. He was plucking contested marks everywhere last week. Took 6 of them. And he's probably got just as many here this afternoon. He'll go back for goal number 3. You know, a ruckman who can go forward like this. You're a real difference maker. So Tompkinson just push this one across the face. Play on and but under a little bit of pressure. Composed, short to Leaf Lang. But free kick off the ball here. Max College has put him down. Has been put down off the ball, I think, by the looks of it. He's been given a whack, it would seem. Big College. And it looks like the Bombers might have just gifted another goal to the Tigers. So College will look to snap this one around the corner and extend the lead to 51 points. He duly does. Max College gets in on the act, his first of the afternoon. The Tigers are sailing off into the distance now. 51 points the margin. Looming is a bit of a dirty day, this one, for the Bombers. And the Tigers, well, nailing their premiership credentials to the wall early on in this season. Starting off playing some mighty impressive football. The results today in the TSL, the Bombers 70-point victors over Glenorchy, 129 to 59. It was only a goal of difference at half-time, so a good first half for the Magpies, but young players tiring a bit as we get back underway here. Bombers immediately take it away and send it forward. Trying to get in there was Ives. Did well to gather it, but make something happen. The handball from Rickard. Keep it moving here. That might not be 15, I wouldn't have thought. Dominic Hay has to play on. Sends it into the pocket. Pearce beaten in the contest by Ambrose Brereton. And they're getting around him. The confidence flowing as Pearce now looking to square up to Griggs. And again he goes after him. Oh, I tell you what. He's sucking him right in there. And Lockie Griggs gives him the applause as well. Well, he played him like a fiddle there, I reckon, Lockie Griggs. And he let him know just how well he played him. Pearce, the frustrations boiling over. And indeed, this whole Bombers outfit have let those frustrations boil over in quarter number 3. A 50 metres, gift him a goal. Free kick in the forward pocket, gift him another. Then when you get a chance to get a stoppage in your forward 50, you just turn it over again. It's been ill discipline. And I wouldn't have thought the coach would be overly pleased with what he's seeing out there at the moment as they go inside 50 once more. And the mark is taken by Dominic Hay. No, it's not. Handball across from Rickard. Sulzberger applying the pressure. There'll be a stoppage. The other game going on at the moment is Launceston against North Hobart Demons. 52 to 37 in favour of Launceston in that one. In the third quarter is Griffiths trying to shake free. Gardner coming through though was Brewer. Clears the area, and the Tigers look to bounce through the middle of the Twin Ovals with terrific speed. Here's Webb. They charge forward once more. They got a man on over the top in Tompkinson. It won't quite sit for him though, and it trickles out of play. And Webb, as he tore off, just needed a better kick there. He had a 2-on-1, and probably should have been another one there for the Tigers. Just maybe moving a little bit too quickly to get the direction on his kick there, James Webb. 51 points the lead. Tigers in for another one here. Enjoying themselves out there at the moment. Tompkinson against Lee. Lee wins it down. Umpires spotted something. It's over the shoulder against Tompkinson. Will go the way of the Bombers ruckman. It's been a tougher day for him in this afternoon. After a 66 hit-out performance last week, he's certainly not had it all his own way in the ruck today. Charging off half-back here, Pearce. Elijah Reardon just showed more intent, charged the football, got there first. Gardner against Lee. Gardner won it down. Steered over the top. Reardon thumping that one out of play. He flew. Would have been able to mark it in the end, but opted for safety first and just thumped it clear. Clifford into Webb. Now O'Neill. Good mark taken defensively, and they'll charge out of defence. The tackle came from behind though, and they force the turnover. Here's Campbell. Gets it across to Bastick. A throw though is adjudged. The Bombers want to move it quickly. They do so. Service wasn't great though to Pitt. Again, the Tigers turn it over and send it forwards. Hubbard in defence. Tigers win the ball back. Class of Lovell steers it in, and there's that man Tompkinson once more. He is just dominating at the moment. They don't appear to have much of a matchup for him, although really, when the ball comes in that quickly to him like it did in that instance, I don't think it matters who is standing him. So Jack Tompkinson looking for goal number 3 to extend the lead to 57 points. Kicks truly. Goal umpire does not move. And the Tigers' dominance continues at the Twin Ovals. 11-6-72 to the Bombers 2-3-15. This has been a shellacking. Expecting a fairly tight game this afternoon. Looking at this one, probably would have given the edge slightly to the Tigers, but wasn't expecting this. It's been a powerful display from a Tigers outfit who are delivering on that pre-season hype, showing the results out on the pitch. They'll be on top of the table at the end of week 2, you'd suspect. So here's Simpson. Simpson sends it across, finds Cox Goodyear. Cox Goodyear draws the man to him, then dishes. They send it forward, searching for Leary over his head. Back there was Godomski, mark not paid as it kicks off once again. Donnelly and Ives off the ball. There is no shortage of spite in this football game right now. These two teams not overly fond of each other. Tompkinson now back in the ruck. Wins it down, won it straight to the opposition though. And getting his kick away was Sulzberger. But he's offline, just to behind there. They remain stuck on 2 goals. So Reardon, he's on. Sends it in the Tompkinson direction. Just worked underneath it by Lee. Off hands for a throw in. Tossed back in. Tompkinson and Lee. Free kick will go the way of the Bombers. So Pitt drills a man, then handballed it to Simpson. Fires a kick deep inside 50. Pearce, he gathered it and then he lost it. It's just been that sort of an afternoon as Ives dumps the player. Now Donnelly looking to make him answer for it. Spot fires everywhere here at the Twin Ovals. Tompkinson has the ruck contest all to his own, but it might be the Bombers who take it away. Cox Goodyear was dumped in the back, says the umpire, and that will probably give the Northern Bombers their third of the afternoon. Player Bradley Cox Goodyear's ability. Expect him to miss from 20 out directly in front. And he goes around the corner, snaps it through, and the Bombers do get their third, so they move along to 3-4-22. Still in arrears by some 50 points though. Cox Goodyear grabs his second of the afternoon. Lee wins it down. Tigers take the clearance. Lockie Clifford round the corner. Half forward, some good work from Williams. Made Tompkinson have to get down low for it though. Then he lays a tackle on Chug. Chug trying to release it. By Kells for it. Longest of the quarters today here as we go past 28 minutes. Tompkinson, Simpson wrapped up. Tompkinson. Tackle applied by Simpson. Tompkinson slams it on the boot. Floating into the pocket. Campbell and Gardner were there, so too Hubbard. He's immediately besieged. Intensity at the contest, first rate from the Tigers today. It's stifling. Gardner will ruck against Lee here. Lee won it down to Lockie Clifford. He was immediately wrapped up. Lee again, winning that one down. Lovell flicked it across. Bales fired a handball out. They clear the defensive 50, looking for Hay. Good work in the air though from Lockie Griggs. He's a fine aerialist. Took the mark there and just calls to steady things down. I think he'll be happy to make this the last attack of the third quarter. Send them in deep. Almost taking the mark, just spoiled away. Elijah Reardon's bobbed up in the forward line. He spins out of trouble and sends it goalward. Bounces losing his footing at a crucial moment there, Mitchell. That was dangerous, but they'll take it out through Hubbard. They pump it out of defence. Ball Well placed in the end. Throw in on centre wing. So we tick last 30 minutes here in quarter number 3. Siren, you'd imagine, be fairly imminent. Tompkinson. And out there to Webb. Webb found Chug for the Bombers. Parked back there. Spoiled away. Slapped on. Pressure applied by Baker. They force the turnover as Bastic slides in and takes the mark. Long down the line. Might take the mark. Campbell dives on top. Umpire says I'll have it once more. Tompkinson. Oh, Campbell in very hard on Chug, absolutely collecting him. And they all dive in on top there. Bales who get the free kick for some high contact, but that will be the end of quarter number 3. Quarter in which the Kingborough Tigers have probably secured their victory this afternoon. 11-6-72 to North Launceston, 3-4-22. They just continued on their merry way in quarter number 3. As we reach the final change, they have a commanding 50-point lead. It's been pretty impressive stuff here from the Tigers this afternoon. We'll be back in around about 5 minutes' time and bring you the final term. But I think in terms of a result, the Tigers have got this victory sewn up here as we turn for the final change. Back shortly. So about to get underway here in the final term. A 50-point lead for the home side. The Kingborough Tigers have been electric this afternoon, 11-6-72. Leading the Northern Bombers 3-4-22. Try and get a little more respectability back on the scoreboard here in the final term. Will the Bombers, but it has very much been the Tigers' day. And that man in the middle, Jack Tompkinson, central to so much of that. He's kicked 3 goals and been pretty impressive in the ruck. Lee will get the clearance on this occasion, though. Sends them inside 50. Donnelly was back there. Godomski, he's dumped. Umpire calls for it. Tackle applied by Man Shandon. Wrestling match between Tompkinson and Lee. Tompkinson won it down, tapped on by Clifford. Burrowing out after it was Ricard. The handball away. Clifford. Tigers able to clear the area. Lovell gets it to Webb. Webb sends them down the line. Looking up there for Zeitzen. Intercept mark taken by Jack Ahern. So Ahern squares it sideways to Mitchell. Bailey Mitchell. A little short one. Slipping was Zeitzen. As he might have intercepted. Diving on was Bales. Lee and Tompkinson nullify each other. Clifford sweeps the handball out, and now Webb driving through the middle will pump them inside 50 once more. The spoil came from Williams. Cracking in was Baker. Locking it up was Bales. And Cox Goodyear in there as well on the tackle. Cox Goodyear. Good body work from Jack Events. Opened up some space. Can the Bombers take advantage? They'll send it deep. Elijah Reardon with a great defensive mark. Just bringing it back in with the one arm. Such an entertainer, that man. High risk kick. It'll work out all right, though, as it found its way to Lockie Clifford, and he swings it out to Kieran Lovell, who's peeled off into space. Lovell driving into the pocket. Not his best kick, and off the knee there, I reckon, of Zeitzen, which might save him from the out of bounds on the full. Down there, winning it down. Leary swings it out of there, and the mark taken by Webb. Webb on the trusty left. Swings them inside 50, looking for Gardner. Couldn't quite bring it down. Through was Pitt. Back into dispute. Ahern laying a tackle. Gardner and Lee. He flicked it boundary side. Socket off the ground in the end there. Keeping it alive, Eddie Cole. Trying to, but he put it out of bounds on the full. Oh, it's an awful kick from Simpson. Gives it straight to James Webb, who tells his forwards, don't worry about it, I got this handled. As he'll go back and try and kick one here. And add his name to the score sheet. Good performer in midfield today has James Webb. So Webb setting sail and missing. Chip short. Cox Goodyear with the quick hands to Hubbard. Chug. Now Cox Goodyear sweeping across. And out of play it goes. Lee slapped it down. A free kick's been spotted by the umpire. Advantage paid. The Bombers will pump it deep inside 50. The whistle sounding again before Griffiths can get it. I think it will be coming back. After a bit of a delay, Lee will take his kick. Sends it towards half forward. The spoil came from behind. Cox Goodyear lurking, but it'll be Baker to take it away. Turnover was forced. Cox Goodyear tight to the boundary line. Bradley Cox Goodyear couldn't find his third of the afternoon. Just offline for a minor score. Oh, the kick to Gardner, no favours. Sat up all right for the big fella though, and he just slammed it on the boot to clear the area. Now through the middle of the ground, charged the Tigers. Campbell the target, but invited the defence in. Pretty well defended by Mitchell in the end, but then it fell for Zeitzen. He sends it deep. Bombers are back there, ran into each other. Umpire spotted a free kick against Jack Tompkinson for a push. Oh, an ugly worm burner of a kick straight to James Webb. He handballed it to O'Neill. O'Neill turns onto the right and misses. We should have done a little better there, Webb. They have missed some gettable chances today. Tigers, as Lovell somehow gets boots the ball there. Campbell brings it down. And Soupy Campbell will go back and look for his third of the afternoon. Bombers ball use has certainly invited some danger at times today. So Campbell started with a couple of goals early on, wheels out to the right. And it's just short, it stays in play. Tompkinson gives the handball across to O'Neill, who puts it through from the goal line. The Bombers couldn't kill the contest, the Tigers kept it alive. They get their 12th of the afternoon. And getting himself a goal, George O'Neill, rocking the bandaging on the head there. It has been a physical game, a few out there with some wounds to show for it, but O'Neill gets himself a goal. Tompkinson with strength, keeping it alive, got it to him. could not miss from point blank range. Back into the middle. Tigers look to take it away. Webb swoops on it. Looking for Zeitzen, takes a nice mark. Good game today, James Zeitzen, and he chips that one inside forward 50. Lovely service. Finds the sliding James Williams. I don't think passing will be on his mind with a 57-point lead here in the last quarter. James Williams trying to get himself a goal. So Williams wheels inside, drives it, and it's a minor score. 12 goals 9 now, the Tigers. Conk's good yet. A few options presenting short, eventually to go to one of them. Jack Ahern in the back pocket. Ahern into a contest marked by Sulzberger. Sulzberger just chips it short for Cox Goodyear. String of passes up the line. Nathan Pearce, the next in the chain. He also gives one short as they continue to just hit up their options. Now can they find a target inside 50 here, the Bombers? They'll drive it deep. Inside the forward 50 they go. It was all the Tigers back there. Finally got it moving quickly. Williams runs into a little bit of trouble, flipped it over the top. Clifford will happily see this one roll out of play, and it does. Or a throw in as he and Dominic Pitt go at it, and now in support is Kerr. 3-on-1, going into even the numbers up a little as Eddie Cole, who gets slung away. The umpires would do well to just get the ball back into play here. It has been a very chippy contest out there today, no doubt about it. Nice work through the middle there by Campbell. Injected onto the ball a little. The argy-bargy continues. Dominic Pitt making a nuisance of himself. And back towards Lee, thumps it towards the boundary line. We'll reset and go again as stepping over the line is Griggs. Lee wins it down, slamming on the boot. Leary didn't get too much of it though. And Cox Goodyear just collecting. Griggs high there. Griggs back to his feet, not terribly pleased at the treatment there. He'll go back and take his free kick, just chips it down the line. And it's going to be free kick downfield to the Tigers by the looks of it. More nastiness off the ball, and they'll wheel and go and send it inside 50 once more. Tompkinson couldn't quite complete the mark. Picked up by Gardner, flicked it out. Reardon's lurking. If it falls into space, it does. Towed away from him by Hubbard. And they've won it back here, the Tigers. Snaps it across the face. Plenty of Bombers parked back there, and Leifang can take the relieving mark. His kick, not a great one. It found its way to Simpson just. Full use out of defence. Hasn't been overly convincing today, the Bombers, but that was a good one. Found Ives hitting up. Ives wheels and sends it wide where they'll look to use the overlap. Hay ignored, goes slightly further afield and finds Rickard. He chips it short. Squared back in the middle, Lee Flang. Defender just stands it up into the middle of the forward 50 arc. Leary, handball out. Handball back to Cox Goodyear, weaving one way, then the other, turning onto his left, just slamming it on the boot. Goes high up into the air, no one can take the mark. Reardon slides in to tackle, and a stoppage called. Gardner wins it down. Reardon gets coat hanged there by Simpson. An easy one for the umpire to spot. Reardon sends it wide. A good kick too. Shouting our defence. Totally worked it to Zeitzen. Zeitzen towards half forward, unable to mark Chug. Dumped was O'Neill. Turning into trouble, Hay. He's caught in a tackle there. Clifford applying. Gardner. Went down. Going nowhere. Dominic Pitt, Eddie Cole. Gathering him, and nastiness continues. Lee won it down to that man Pitt. He handballed it over the top to Jack Event through the middle of the ground. Slicing through here, the Bombers. Can they get something going? Take it wide. Time to assess his options, and Leary goes. The long range shot. Did Reardon keep that out? No, he didn't. It had the distance. Brandon Leary with a fantastic goal, despite the best efforts of Elijah Reardon on the line. On a day where they haven't had a whole lot to cheer about, Brandon Leary gives them a highlight reel goal there. His first of the afternoon. And the margin cut back to 52 points. Down to Lee. Oh, high tackle there from Eddie Cole. Oh, he decapitated. It was Dominic Pitt taking exception to it. Simpson chips it wide. Simpson and teammates calling for the football. And finds Nathan Pearce. Pearce with a short little one, didn't make the distance. Mitchell just thought he had his jumper grabbed a little there. Quick hands to Bales. Slaps it on the boot. Drifting wide into the pocket. Tigers with plenty of numbers parked back there. They clear defensive 50. And the mark is well taken in the end. And they'll charge out of defence once more, the Tigers. Goes looking for Max College, taken away from him by Hubbard. Now a play for a throw in. And every time there is a stoppage, there is a coming together with blokes shoving each other, whacking each other. There's been an undercurrent of nastiness out there today, that's for sure. These two teams are not overly fond of each other, that is for certain. The rivalry born out of some close contests last season. As Simpson storms away from the contest, works it up to Ives, juggling it, couldn't complete the mark. Campbell coming through under pressure. Tigers lose the ball. Try and win it back. Ives got there, got it to Hay. Hay through traffic, flicked it across. Leary, he's just kicked one. Can he get two in 2 minutes? Leary, he can. A wonderful goal for Brandon Leary. He gets his second in as many minutes. A couple of consolation goals late on here for the Bombers. They cut the margin back to 46 points. Brandon Leary with his second. And a pretty good little snap through traffic, that one. 46 points. The margin as we tick towards a red time here. Tigers will join Lauderdale Bombers on the winners list. Looks like Launceston will also be there. They're 35 points clear of the North Hobart Demons. First 3 goals in the final term there. Here's Brandon Leary having himself a last quarter. Is Brandon Leary. He's kicked 2 and he might have an assist now as he just hits Harvey Griffiths on the chest. And won it out of the middle. Quiet afternoon from Leary up until this point, but he's exploding into life late on. To be fair, pretty tough to be doing much playing deep forward. The ball hasn't gone down there all that often. So Griffiths goes back, slides it through easy as you like, and the Bombers have their 6th. 6-5-41. Kept the margin back to 40 points, so just getting a little bit more respectability on the scoreboard here. They've kicked 3 goals here in the final term now. The Tigers just the one. The game well and truly over at 3/4 time. The Tigers had taken care of business in the first 3 quarters. Just letting up a little, and the Bombers taking advantage of that slight lull in level, finding themselves a few goals here late in the contest. Very much been the Tigers' day though. Tompkinson won it down. Handball back into the middle. Leary first to it. Eddie Cole draped all over him. Gathered by Clifford. Sends it to Webb. Webb just looks to set it up into the pocket. Back with courage was a Hearn, but he couldn't prevent Big Gardner from marking it. And big Marcus Gardner will go back and try and kick his first of the day. He missed 2 absolute gimmies in the first quarter. This will be a slightly tougher one, so given the way football works, he'll probably go back and dob this one. He's given him a good target all day, deep forward. He's put hard in the ruck. So, Marcus Gardner, can he get his first of the afternoon? He can. Forget the routine, he gets the difficult one, Marcus Gardner. And the Tigers get their 13th, back out to a 46-point lead. Lee wins it down. Clifford, Campbell burrowing in. Simpson collecting him. Have a ball up, the middle of the ground. Tompkinson slaps it down to Cole. Eddie Cole sending them inside 50 again. Almost marked by College and wanting the safety of the line was Kurt under pressure, so no threat of deliberate there despite a few calls from the fans. Here's Declan Chugg. Kick there, found Leaflang. Wants to run and carried out a defence. Found Rickard, who does well, puts into the path of Cox Goodyear, just a little too much on it, might stay in play. Diving in was Griffiths, and then Cox Goodyear applies the pressure and sees it out of play. Tompkinson losing his footing. Lee takes advantage and just whacks it towards Webb. The ball in dispute at half forward. Wanting it more was Godomski. Lachlan Godomski composed. He finds Lockie Clifford, who's had plenty of the football today. He sends it wide to Tompkinson. Down the line for Eddie Cole. He's got a man on over the top. wanted to get it there quickly, did so. College. Little fumble, which impacted the kick a little. Gardner the target here, couldn't quite bring it in. O'Neill through traffic. O'Neill holding the footy. Well done, Declan Chugg. Caught him stone cold, and Kerr carry out of defence. Cox Goodyear. Across the face for Simpson. Simpson towards half forward. Lovell, the fall of the footy. Just continued on with his fine start to the season, Kieran Lovell. What a star he is. Key man in this Tigers engine room. The real superstars of the league, Kieran Lovell. Lee wins it down. Campbell spinning through. Cox Goodyear gathered. Cole grabbing one arm so he couldn't get the handball away. Chugg. Sulzberger taking a little high there. It'll come back to Blade Sulzberger. Dominic Pitt, in fact, getting the free. Played on a little prematurely, kind of put the pressure on himself. That won't be 15 to Bales, who slipped, and then Gardner's on top of him. Holding the ball. That sums up much of the afternoon, unfortunately for the Bombers. Mistakes in the face of overwhelming Tigers pressure. Gardner stands it up to the forward 50, trying to get College to have a leap at it. It's a great ball for him, though. Williams turns and pumps it in deep, looking for O'Neill. O'Neill gathers. That's holding the ball. Couldn't get it. Disposal away there. Connolly Flang with the saving tackle. Flang. Griffiths flew from behind, but Godomski took the mark, turned and went quickly, and then he spots up a target in Ambrose Brereton. .46 lead. Kicking from about 50 out, let's see what Ambrose Brereton has in his locker. Wheels out to the right. Don't get the extra meterage. Didn't quite have the journey. Didn't have the line regardless. A minor score only. 47 points the margin. We tick towards full time here. Tigers top of the ladder after round one. That's where they'll remain. They're off to a flying start to the season. They could be holding the ball. And it will be caught there was Lee Flang, and Max College will go back. And he'll have an opportunity to kick his third of the afternoon. All three for him and Tompkinson. There's Twin Towers. Such weapons. North Launceston, they'll have a week off to lick their wounds here. They've got the bye next. Well, as for the Tigers, they're at the Twin Ovals again here next week against Glenorchy. It's College. Goes back, gives it the fist bump. He slots it through. The Tigers have their 14-10, 94. 53 points ahead of the Bombers. 6-5-41. Max College grabbing his third of the afternoon. Can't be too long left here. Wouldn't have thought. They're back. There they go. Handball over the top to Clifford. Clifford tried to return the ball. And for Webb. Hands and knees. Leary did well to get rid of it. Had an impressive last quarter, is young Leary. Elijah Reardon Oh, when Ariel couldn't complete the mark. Tackle laid by Rickard. Now charging through Dominic Hay. Screwing it round the corner. The elevator doors slam shut as Donnelly comes across and puts it out of play. Hustling after this one was Bastic. Paddling in front of him, eventually able to collect. Then had a fumble, unfortunately. Still going, Bastic. Then lays a tackle on Manshandon. And that will do us here at the Twin Ovals. A dominant display from the Kingborough Tigers. They flex their muscle here this afternoon and make a real statement. There was plenty of talk around them heading into the year as premiership fancies. They've done nothing to dissuade people from that view in the opening couple of weeks, that's for sure. They run out 53-point victors. It was a very impressive display. 14-10-94, 6-5-41, the Bombers. They led at every change. They won every quarter for the match. It was a pretty dominant performance in a at times a spiteful contest. There was plenty of feeling, plenty of physicality, but ultimately the Tigers, very good value for their win. They jumped them early, they never looked back, and they are looking razor sharp here at the start of the 2023 season. And the way things have started for them, you'd have to think they're going to be figuring at the pointy end of the season. I'll run you through the goal kickers before we go here. For the Tigers, Jack Tompkinson, he kicked 3. He was outstanding once again. You'd have to think we'll be in the votes again. Also with 3, Max College. Soupy Campbell, he bagged 2. Singles to Clifford, Griggs, Zeman, Green, O'Neill and Gardner. Whilst for the Bombers, Bradley Cox Goodyear kicked 2. Fought hard. Young Brandon Leary also kicked 2 in that final quarter. Came to life a little in the final term, had a bit of a run on the ball there at the end. Nathan Pearce was the other goal kicker, but a dominant performance from this Tigers outfit. Now looking the goods in season 2023. I've been Andrew Coulton, calling the action here for the Tasmanian State League. Hope you enjoyed the contest, and until next week, it's bye for now.